What's good, y'all? We got ourselves, oh my goodness, Archie Sonic, the power nobody can beat. How strong do y'all think Sonic is, bro? Put in the comment before the video even starts, bro, because we about to find out. We about to find out. Oh my god, I wanted to know this for a long time. Let's get to it,
Incredible
bro.
feats and demonstrates powers that could even put him beyond his other versions. By the end of this video, maybe you will see the truth of where Super Sonic is in terms of Super Sonic versus the Flash, because just in base form, Archie Sonic the Hedgehog has a ton of incredible feats, including running across at least 1,000 universes in a day, which includes the interstates in between each universe, where only a small portion of it is 148,000 light years. It's absolutely insane, the power of base Sonic, potentially being a universal level character in terms of how much power his speed alone can generate. Be sure to
Why did the video start off like that? Why did the video have to start off like that, though? Oh my goodness, bro.
subscribe today and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. And of course, Sonic Scholars, spin dash that like button because it really helps out on so many levels. So in case you never read the Archie comics, basically Sonic the Hedgehog was an American comic book series published by Archie Comics in partnership with Sega and was published in November 22nd, 1992, all the way to December 28th, 2016. So these comics have a lot of Sonic material and many times where Sonic's power is showcased. So even in this video today, I'm probably not even going to scratch the surface of how much Sonic can do altogether, but I'm going to give you guys enough to just see how powerful the blue blur actually is. The Archie comics are totally different from the games in the way they portray base Sonic's power. Sonic in his base form is no slouch. This guy doesn't even need Super Sonic half the time. And there's no need to explain why so many versus battle threads hate Archie Sonic. This guy is completely overpowered. So now I'm going to casually share with you some interesting feats of base Sonic. Let's go. Up, over, and gone. In the early issues of Sonic, up until roughly issue 25, Sonic was just an easygoing, loving character, and technically, he was the Mickey Mouse of the Sonic world. You could class him as invincible and unbeatable in that sense. But when we dive further into his abilities, some are displayed in the form of his speed, being able to run across dimensions and move in twice the speed of light, and hey, he can even turn invisible. During issues 25 to 160, base Sonic outran and generated enough power to overcome a machine that could create a black hole. This is an incredible feat, and if you want to do calculations, be my guest, but that—
Bro, he outran a black hole? Like, we're only 2 minutes into this video, bro. Are we serious right now? What is going on?
takes a lot of juice to overcome. This implies Sonic could be at least star system level, which would mean he could destroy a solar system, or multiple, using that power that his speed generates. Of course, this is unlikely in terms of sense, but that level of power, if projected and converted, does indeed have what it takes by the looks of it. During issues 161 to 249, Sonic had stated he could destroy a planet with his full potential. Now, it's not known if that's all he could destroy, but it's a starting point. It's not known if this is super or base either. But during this time, Sonic seems much more nerfed and grounded. But during issues 250 to 291, post-Super Genesis wave, Sonic lore was rebooted and Archie Sonic was arguably at his strongest, but most of his best feats were shown whilst in Super rather than base. However, some powers and abilities base Sonic have demonstrated through the Archie series was his durability, and this was pre-Genesis Wave, and it's actually insane. He was able to survive Eggman's Ultimate Annihilator at point blank, which created several other universes. That is an incredible feat and show of durability, but it can be picked apart, sure. But Sonic is able to survive Super Scourge in issue 196, so base Sonic could take on that of a Planet Buster at the very least. But if Sonic was able to generate the power to destroy solar systems, surely he could withstand similar levels of power on a highball. So perhaps Sonic's maximum durability in base is solar system level, and scaling this by Dragon Ball Z standards, perhaps base Sonic's durability is actually around the levels of Super Perfect Cell and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, as their max power was enough to kill each other off if it hit, and Cell claimed it could destroy the solar system. The low balls for base Sonic speed is running across an entire continent in seconds, but the zone's pre-Super Genesis wave is a full-fledged universe, and Sonic raced across multiverses within a day. No teleportation, just actual raw speed. In this time, Sonic passed 1,000 universes, as it was stated Sonic encountered 1,000 other Sonics. And this is just the universes itself. In between them is a cosmic interstate, a space between universes, and only a small portion of that is 148,000 light years. So in one day, with raw speed to go through all that, Imagine the force Sonic could hit you with in base by running into you with that power he ran through the multiverse. Sure, he may die if he hits you too, but anything in the way of him is getting train wrecked. It would be the equivalent of a grape getting hit point blank with a railgun, and that's not even close. You could break down Sonic's speed and divide 1000 universes by 24, so it works out on a low ball roughly 40 universes per hour, and then once again 40 divided by 60 minutes gives us a low ball half a universe per minute, or one universe every 2 minutes. And even then, that's a low ball considering the cosmic interstate. If the interstate is another universe length, then we could say in theory 1 universe a minute in Sonic's base form. And it's even more insane when he can simply vibrate himself fast enough to slip his molecules through objects. And he can also make a ball of water in 0.001 picoseconds. We cannot forget that Sonic warped reality only by running through it in his base form. But these are only some of Archie Sonic the Hedgehog's feats and abilities in base. We can clearly see, pre-Super Genesis Wave, Sonic is extremely powerful than many would think. And these are only physical feats and not using Chaos Control. It's very hard to establish just what his level of power can do, in which his speed can produce. Of course, we know power is equal to strength times speed in the real world, so where Sonic doesn't have that high-end strength feat, his speed makes hella sure that the power result is multiplied to insane levels. Would it equal a universal level power? I don't like to say, because sometimes it's about timing and placement. How do you convert and bring that level of power that Sonic can produce with his speed into a universal destructive explosion? Or does Sonic have the power to destroy a universe in a different way? Not through straight up destruction, but more along the lines of warping reality and more complex methods using that speed. Who knows? All I know is base Sonic is one insane character and should never be underestimated. He is completely broken. There is also another incredible base feat, which was in the Mega Man crossover, when Time Man used the Time Stopper ability to put the flow of time to an absolute halt, and Sonic was able to still move at top speed. I mean, that's incredible. It said his top speed is immeasurable, and that just goes to show that even base Sonic can be considered to have unlimited power in terms of his speed to power output. I think at one point he was also thrown across the universe in a split second and landed on a planet, surviving. So you can consider his durability to be able to withstand universal force if you wanted to. So if I had to say, is Sonic the Hedgehog in base a universal level character? As much as I believe his speed is able to generate power equivalent to that of the realm of universal tier, I don't believe that type of power can be converted to actually destroy a universe in one explosive move. But I could be wrong. You may believe that that still equates to a universal level character, and that's fine. Based on some of his feats, you could definitely argue that base Sonic is universal. Of course, others will disagree, but in every debate there are low ballers and high ballers. I'm just here producing the key points, which I really hope you appreciate. I'm just here presenting the information so you can make a decision. I'm not here to tell you what is right.
Wait. Pause this. He's near universal in base. Bro, Sonic has how many transformations? Oh my goodness, just in the base, he's near. Oh my goodness.
All wrong. The best part about scaling is that we can believe what we want as long as we are happy and as long as the information can back up our point of view. But with that being said, if there's one version of base Sonic that has more chance to be closer to a universal level power, it's definitely the pre-Genesis wave in my opinion, and that's because Sonic was a big gag character back then, in which he can do literally anything the writer wants him to do, depending on the plot. And if we can consider him the Mickey Mouse of the Sonic world, he's invincible. I guess after issue 161, Sonic's base version was a little bit more restricted to the story, more times than not. But I know there are many other feats I have missed and could have included, but I didn't want to make this video too long today. Instead, if there's an incredible base Sonic feat I've missed out, pre or post Super Genesis Wave, that shows that he's a universal level character or multiverse, whatever, please name it below and also tell me if you think base Sonic is universal, multiversal, or even planetversal. We are diving into Super Sonic and Ultra Sonic, and we will be looking at how much more ridiculous Sonic the Hedgehog gets in the Archie comics. And maybe soon we'll do IDW, who knows. I want you to bring all of that base form power from Sonic, bring that to the table, every incredible feat we talked about in the last video, and I want you to turn it super. Because today, we are going to multiply that base power by the multiplier in which Sonic gains after becoming the legendary Super Sonic the Hedgehog in the Archie comics. So I know I said multiplier back there, and it's funny because I find there are so many similarities in Sonic and Dragon Ball, and I'll do a whole other video on that another day, but in terms of Super Sonic, it's heavily similar to Super Saiyan, and if we wanted to keep this on a straight and narrow route, we could use some headcanon and multiply all of Sonic's base feat potential by 50 times. just like the classic Super Saiyan multiplier. But I'm only joking, guys, we know that's not going to work here. That today is a complete lowball in itself, because if we're perfectly honest, out of all the Sonic the Hedgehog material we've read and watched, every time we see Super Sonic, comparing him to base Sonic in any version of Sonic, to say he's 50 times stronger is a complete understatement. 50 times universal, or multiverse plus plus, could very well be the bare minimum. I'm going to lay down the feats and showcases of power, and it's up to you guys how strong you interpret him as. But if there's one thing for certain, he is no pushover, and should never be underestimated in any Marvel, Dragon Ball, or DC versus battle. In terms of Super Sonic, we don't need to introduce him. 7 Chaos Emeralds, 50 rings, out of my way. But we're focusing on Archie Sonic, not the video game Sonic. I'll do another video on that another day. Let's start off with Archie Super Sonic's attributes. You see, it was clearly shown that a zone in the comics is an entire universe. Super Sonic had once battled Hyper Knuckles. When they clashed, one universe was destroyed. You can easily say this is a feat way past Super Saiyan God Goku vs. Beerus in Dragon Ball. Because there were no shockwaves, no second guesses. They did in fact end the universe, bend in space and time. That was the result of the impact of both. They weren't even attacking the universe. To think what they could do if they projected their entire power at the universe and beyond is ridiculous. You see, the concept of time is not physical. Whatever time is, Super Sonic destroyed it. I'm not even sure what you label that as in terms of multiversal, extra-dimensional, hyperversal, omniversal, but we're talking some serious firepower. I'm going to have to say that feat in itself is aiming to be boundless. When time, space, and the universes are gone, what left is there to destroy? Already Super Sonic is broken from the get-go, and that could very well mean he is the strongest thing in fiction if he can destroy anything. Maybe he can't destroy someone who can also do those things, so they would cancel each other out. Incredible feats already, but that is not all. There's a character known as Master Mogul, or Mogul, however you want to pronounce it. I'll just say Mogul. Sounds funnier. He was strong enough to destroy an entire universe just like that on a whim. It is stated there are millions of universes in one multiverse pre-Super Genesis wave in the Archie comics. In comparison to Dragon Ball, that only has 12 universes in one multiverse. There you go. Mammoth Mogul became Master Mogul for the first time when he absorbed the power of the third Energijack, a being whose power is limited only to its imagination. Work that one out in terms of potential, meaning whatever it thinks happens. It is stated to have nearly unlimited power, but the fact Mogul had that when he could already crush millions of universes anyway with his bare hands is insane. Not explosive power, not self-destruct, bare hands. It even said millions of multiverse zones, which could mean millions of millions? Maybe I read that the wrong way, but anyway, millions of universes potential still stands. Where does Super Sonic come into this? Well, it took Super Sonic with the help of Hyper Knuckles, Turbo Tails, and some others to defeat the first appearance of Master Mogul. But we have to remember this. Super Sonic was able to harm a being that was later capable of destroying millions of universes. I know this is not the second appearance shown to destroy millions of universes, so that one is neither here nor there. And it's up to you guys where you want to play Super Sonic in terms of Mogul there. But we have to remember, the fourth Energijack attacked Super Sonic, and it did absolutely nothing. This is a being with said to be nearly unlimited power. He took it head on without a scratch, so Super Sonic could be, in terms of his durability and speed now, can be up there with beings of nigh infinite power, beings capable of wiping millions of universes. Now let's talk about the second Genesis wave, which was activated by using only one Chaos Emerald. So if we go back to the last issue of the pre-Super Genesis wave, it states one Chaos Emerald could bend the rules of reality and cheat them, but the 7 Chaos Emeralds have no limits when it comes to reality warping. This leads to the Super Genesis wave having no limits. This is absolutely a crucial level of power that cannot be underestimated. No limits means just that. Whatever you put in front of that power.
Let me, if I want a reaction from the Chaos Emeralds, I actually do I want to know so much about the whole history of Chaos Emeralds, because it's like, they're so crazy. They're so crazy.
That power just trumps it again and again and again whenever or however it needs to, because it has no limits. It cannot be beaten. So where does Super Sonic come into this? Well, Super Sonic is Sonic using all 7 Chaos Emeralds. I probably don't even have to explain that, but I will. He can produce a Chaos Control powerful enough to rewrite the entire of the Sonic and Mega Man multiverse on the same level and is able to prevent a limitless Super Genesis wave with Chaos Control. The Sonic multiverse has at least 1 million universes. Super Sonic may just very well have no limits. He is a being formed of the 7 Chaos Emeralds that has no limits. Super Sonic can destroy and rewrite at least 1 million universes using Chaos Control, and combine that when he tanked the Energic Blast that has nigh infinite power. And if he does have some limit, there's no way I'm lowballing him to multiversal either. He is far greater. I'm grading Super Sonic nigh boundless, whatever the hell that means, something just short of unlimited. You may think he's stronger or weaker, but plot armor will always save him as well. Best way to beat this guy is just wait for him to run out of juice.
This is
or
only
lure
his
him into a pit like in Sonic 2. Guys like the Flash, battles like that would just end messy anyway. There's really no fun in them battling because they have so much power. But if someone goes into a versus battle with something like the Flash versus Super Sonic, they better get their facts straight first. This is all made for fun, but I'm a big fan of Sonic, so I'm going to support him. I will be making a comparison video of Super Sonic in the Archie comics versus video game Sonic later on. That's a whole new video, but before I get into that, the final part of this trilogy, we will be looking at Ultra Sonic in the Archie comics. It's one you don't want to miss, Sonic Scholars. But thank you for watching today. Super Sonic is potentially boundless in terms of his power and potential. And if not that, he only just falls short. Please help the video by spin dashing that like button so it boosts this video for all other Sonic fans to see and overcomes Dr. Robotnik's evil YouTube algorithm. And stick around the channel, guys. I have tons of content coming out for you guys. I work really hard for you. A lot of Sonic content, Dragon Ball, even Pokemon, and tons more. But you will enjoy it all, and subscribing really means a lot to me. So as we are all aware, Archie Super Sonic is the most powerful Super Sonic in the franchise of Sonic the Hedgehog when it comes to feats. The only transformation in the progressive tree that we would assume is stronger than Super Sonic is, of course, in the games anyway, Hyper Sonic in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It comes after Super Sonic and has more perks in-game. But that is only the video game Sonic, and we only ever see Hyper Sonic in that one game. But when it comes to the Archie comics, what triumphs over Super Sonic in the Sonic transformation tree? There is only one. Enter Ultra Sonic. The first appearance of Ultra Sonic was issue 66 of the Archie comics, with a release date of October 1998 and a publication date of January 1999. And isn't it a coincidence that this stronger transformation than Super Sonic is called Ultra Sonic, yet Sonic looks like he's still in his base form? Doesn't another popular character do the exact same thing these days? Ultra Instinct, Son Goku, Ultra. This is surely pure luck, right? I mean, Super Sonic is heavily portraying the elements of Super Saiyan back in the early 90s. So wouldn't it be fitting if Dragon Ball then did the exact same thing and implemented Ultra Sonic into their own form of Ultra Instinct? Just thought I'd add that in there, scholars. Too many times we get annoyed at some finger pointed towards the Sonic franchise that Super Sonic is ripping off Super Saiyan. But it seems that Ultra Sonic came nearly 20 years before Ultra Instinct. So now the Sonic franchise can actually point the finger back at the Dragon Ball franchise. Ultra Sonic's first appearance happened in issue 66, where Sonic fought Ixis Norgus.
This happened 20
Sonic
years
absorbed
ago?
1 billion power rings along with Tails. You see, Ultra Sonic is more like Hyper Sonic than you think. Although different continuities and a huge difference in appearance, the concept is very similar. Let's talk about the second time Archie Sonic went Ultra Sonic. When one of Dr. Eggman's satellite beams fired a beam that moved slowly towards Knothole and threatened to disrupt the space-time continuum and destroy the planet itself, Sonic used the energy of his Super Emerald to ramp up his speed in order to run around Mobius at a high enough velocity to stop the effects of the attack. As he ran, Sonic's power level continued to increase until he became first Super Sonic. Normally Sonic would require 7 Chaos Emeralds to become Super Sonic, but here, Super Sonic is formed through just 1 Super Emerald, meaning the infinite power of 7 combined Chaos Emeralds is within 1 Super Emerald. As Sonic continues to run, he runs so fast the planet moves itself forward in time, causing the time beam to attract to him. Super Sonic eventually transforms into Ultra Sonic, a form beyond that of Super Sonic in the way it was portrayed. There's a reason he went Super into Ultra in that order, and there's a reason the word Ultra is typically used as a more powerful descriptive word than Super. It's right there for us. So is Ultra similar to Hypersonic? Well, you could say yes and no. Yes, because in issue 66, Tails also absorbed the power rings with Sonic. Sonic became Ultra and Tails became Hyper. Why would their names be different? Well, you could say it was just to make them different in terms
Does
of
not really
names,
look
or
like
for
Tails.
Tails, and nod at the old Sonic 3 and Knuckles video game. Or you could say Sonic or Tails has more potential than each other, and Hyper or Ultra are stronger. Whichever way, depending on what you think about the user's individual potential. Naturally, we say Sonic always has more potential though, because it's Sonic. So Ultra may very well be one more extra step above Hyper, but I'll make another video another day on that. It's hard to say right now, but the fact that he appears alongside Hyper Tails, at the very least, tells us Ultra is a concept similar to Hyper, and that means the power of 1 billion Power Rings may very well have the equivalent power of 1 Super Emerald, or 7 Chaos Emeralds. Rings in the Archie comics, Power Rings, are created by Nate Morgan and are far more powerful than you could ever imagine. Remember, this isn't the video game Sonic. They don't serve as a basic purpose to keep you alive or as currency. No, Power Rings in the Archie comics are so powerful,
Crazy.
that's why Ultra Sonic was formed after absorbing 1 billion. And get this, it is stated each ring has near limitless energy in terms of its power source. Maybe that means battery capacity, not in terms of how powerful it can actually be, but I'm guessing 2 of these rings together could be pretty much solidifying limitless. And 1 billion of them altogether could truly make them as powerful as 1 Super Emerald in terms of power potential. But just so this makes even more sense, Nate Morgan created the Power Rings with the power of the Super Emerald. So there you have it. Rings in the Archie comics, you could say, are offspring of a Super Emerald, and also makes sense in connected Ultra Sonic to the Super Emerald power. Though it does seem that 1 billion Power Rings were needed for Ultra Sonic, but when it comes to the Super Emeralds, only 1 was needed, which shows you the actual power of a Super Emerald. In terms of Ultra Sonic's display of feats, it's very limited because of how much he appeared. But because he went from Super into Ultra, that's the foundation of knowing Ultra Sonic is beyond Super, but by how much? Ultra Sonic has the ability to fly, as well as controlling and manipulating atoms at a molecular level. He is able to manipulate non-living matter by changing its atom structure, such as turning air into a wall of water or turning a stone column into a large uprising spike. The limits of this ability, as well as its ability to affect living matter, have not been elaborated upon fully, but when you think about it, just like the Toot Toot Sonic Warrior song, he can really do anything, on top of what his previous supersonic form was capable
So
of,
like
because
basically, if he took a blast attack, say like a Kamehameha from Goku, he could just turn that into freaking. He could just turn that around, or like even like, bro, you could really just deflect that. Honestly, oh my goodness.
atoms are everywhere. Everything is made up from a molecular level. Ultrasonic has also been able to adapt this form depending on the environment, taking on 3 alternate appearances: Solar Sonic, Polar Sonic, and Eco Sonic. The abilities of
Or
these 3
equal it. He
forms
can like
are
deflect it or
unknown,
equal
though
it.
presumably they would involve manipulation of fire, ice, and plant life, or even resist to the desert's high temperature and ice's low temperature. He also has the ability to open up portals to a new dimension and banish people. He opens up a portal to the Zone of Silence, which means he may be able to open up other portals to other zones as well. After he did this, however, his form ran out, but shows you that he can cross over into different worlds, universes, and beyond. Ultrasonic has a strong enough resistance to time alteration, as shown with the Time Beam Reversal, and the only weakness he has is a time limit. It lasts much shorter than Super. In conclusion, there is a ton of mystery surrounding Archie's Ultrasonic, a form that never really had a chance to be fully explored and see what it can truly do. But when we think about it, is there any need? Supersonic was already portrayed to be near boundless. Anything stronger than Supersonic is pretty much being a level 100 Pokemon. There's nothing after it. The Archie comics gives us enough. The Supersonic form, as you would know, has nigh boundless power due to the fact the 7 Chaos Emeralds have no limits. Combining that with some of Archie Supersonic's incredible feats makes him fall just short of that unlimited power, and that speaks volumes. But the fact Supersonic ascended into Ultrasonic in the Archie comics easily, without a shadow of a doubt, closes that gap on near unlimited power to finally be in unlimited. Ultrasonic is the pinnacle of Sonic's power in the Archie comics, with the potential feats already that Supersonic has. It makes Ultrasonic boundless, unstoppable, unbeatable. Ultrasonic is Supersonic with that extra bit more of potential, and that truly completes the transformation tree of Archie Sonic. The only way you can stop Ultrasonic is being as strong as him and outlasting him. But generally, there is nobody who can stop Ultrasonic. He can do absolutely anything. And then there's fate manipulation, which is pretty much game over.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Dang, so bro. Oh my goodness, Sonic is like crazy then, cause This is like these are from years ago too. So what is like what is it now? Like what is it now? Oh my goodness, bro. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all want some more videos like these, bro. Oh my goodness. Sonic really does solo Dragon Ball verse. That's crazy. I'm out of here. Peace.